Hello. I was going to drop something off the other day at my sister's work, and at every single red light, I saw tons of cameras with a single, almost every single light with a solar panel on top of it. Each one um, was facing towards the flow of traffic, and because I've been online, I know that these cameras are flock cameras. Uh, Flock is a private company that is being funded by our government to place these cameras the around regions to collect information and assist in policing by utilizing artificial intelligence to monitor said cameras. These cameras lead to a large amount of moral dilemma, and personally, I believe every American should be against the establishment of these flock cameras due to three main reasons. Flock cameras allow for a policing state while also utilizing taxpayer dollars to fund this private company to police individuals. And lastly, it infringes on people's rights, on persons' rights. And all of these things are established with cameras being placed up. Firstly, let's focus on the policing state and what that means. For a policing state is politically defined as a system often controlled by dictator rules where authority is concentrated in the hand of an individual, family, political party, or military. For instance, this comes to a corporation having all the power and in this situation to establish policing. While I don't believe that it is this extreme quite yet, I believe it has the opportunity to become extreme where policing is now in the hands of the government by funding a corporation rather than having the government be branched out. This creates this almost Big Brother is watching you from 1984, where Big Brother is looking out for you by establishing and knowing what you're doing 24/7 to better correct you. Um, this is done and assisted by the expansion of constant surveillance enabled by artificial intelligence. Flock cameras would be able to track license plates, vehicle movements, and patterns 24/7 due to AI being able to process so much information so incredibly quick. This creates a system where everyday citizens are monitored without suspicion or cause, purely just off of yet again, that mentality that Big Brother is watching you for your own good. This uses this use creates a normalization of AI-driven policies and AI-driven policing due to the automated alerts that can be sent to law enforcement based on an AI illusion, um, which is within a problem in itself that AI is not in a perfected state currently, and these illusions or stuff on the camera or anything that can lead to a artificial intelligence assuming that you're somebody else would send a police officer or somebody to enforce the law onto you. And for example, we've already seen this with Brandon Upchurch, who was pulled over and then held at gunpoint for a misread license plate due to a flock camera, which was AI read. All of this is allowing the erosion of community-based policing for instead reliance on surveillance, reducing that human judgment based on the occurring moment and the discussion with the individual that they are engaging with. It gets rid of that context in a way, and this leads to communities being policed by machines rather than people who understand the local context. For example, if somebody's speeding to work or no, speeding to deliver their child, typically a police officer wouldn't give a ticket in that situation, but due to a flock camera saying that, they have no context of that situation, which just allows them to get a ticket afterwards, which on paper sounds fine, but removes that human connection that law enforcement will have and that understanding. Beyond the dangers of a policing state, there are also the issues of who pays for all of this, which falls to the taxpayers uh, due to taxpayer funding, where public money is directed towards the private company, which is Flock, where cities and counties sign contracts worth tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars to put for Flock to put up these cameras around the region, which is often funded by taxpayers with no direct say in these arguments. On top of that, there are lacks of transparency in spending, many um, approve Flock contracts without public hearing. For example, the county or one of the major cities that I am from is Richmond, who just approved, which just approved $1.2 million, and had allocated for Flock, even with public disagreement. Thank you, Danny Avula. Leading to residents not knowing how much surveillance infrastructure they're actually funding and where that money's coming from. It's only your city approving that this budget's coming out of their main uh, pooling, meaning that a large amount of that's coming from taxpayers, which I'm going to be honest, not a lot of people that I know are going to be in support of being watched 24/7 from companies, and which may lead to profit motive over public interest. Flock safety is incentivized to expand surveillance, not limit it. For example, the more cameras in place means more revenue, regardless of community concern. So, if Flock states, "Oh, we need more cameras here, just so we can ensure that we're getting more tickets out," Flock will get more money from that county because the county finds that's needed because it's told, when truly this isn't over public interest, but rather just the revenue being gained. And beyond the cost, the most serious issue is what these cameras mean for personal rights, like citizens' rights infringement, including threats to privacy. License plates tracking reveal patterns of movements and habits, and where this data of your patterns and where you like to go, let's say like on your way to work, you like to go to a 7-Eleven to go get this drink. That data can be stored without the individual's consent onto Flock cameras and then uploaded somewhere else. Now, this data being stored Flock has not outright said that they are selling data or anything of that nature, but the cameras do have ongoing, outgoing cloud access, so everything can be uploaded somewhere else, and then that data can be stored and then sorted due to artificial intelligence having like almost like a filing system of this license plate belonging to these individuals. And with this is potential violations of the Fourth Amendment. Warrantless mass surveillance raises constitutional questions. Courts have repeatedly warned against technologies that track citizens without cause. Yet again, seen in Richmond, advising the mayor that Flock has tendencies to do this. Yeah, thank you again, Danny Avula. Which concerns and risks of misuse. Data could be accessed by unauthorized individuals or used for non-policing purposes, and an example, selling that information to companies to know that you're more marketable for a specific drink or something of that nature, which most likely won't happen on such a personal scale, but more towards like 60% of people within this county enjoy to go to here, and here's why. Well, I don't think it has any sense of personal motivation from Flock. It still has that sense of you're being watched for your own good, in a way, or being supported by. With these concerns in mind, let's bring everything together. To Flock cameras contribute to policing states' misuse, taxpayer dollars, and infringement on personal rights. For these reasons, Americans should oppose the installation of flock cameras due to their moral, financial, and constitutional consequences and or concerns. For example, communities should demand transparency, questioning their surveillance contracts, and advocating for privacy protecting alternatives. Next time you're driving around and you see these solar powered cameras ahead, remember they're not just watching traffic, they're watching you. Thank you.